Have you ever said to yourself, my mother is ruining my life? And you've tried everything. You've tried everything. Meditation, maybe you've tried therapy, extreme sport, you've done read every book on the planet, and you're saying, what is happening? I cannot please this woman. I cannot do anything to have her see me or love me or embrace me. You are not alone. More often than not on this platform, we get DMs constantly, comments constantly. Tiffany, please talk about dramatic mothers. So I introduced this topic to my mom and I said, Yama, the people in my community, they keep talking about how to be moms. What's going on with you guys? She goes, Moho into always blaming the mom. She had an overreaction. Instead of being curious and wanting to hear, she comes in and out, my poor mom. She was like, shoot into, diamond into, did in the yard. And I said, well, Mom, the moms are at the crux of our families. That is part of our culture. We revere you. We honor you. We hold you in the highest of esteems. We were taught, I don't care what religion you are, we were taught to respect our elders, to honor our wives and mothers. And so a lot of these cultural messaging is embedded within us. So we keep trying, yet there may not be a lot of reciprocity. So a lot of difficulties that I see between young couples or couples in general is the mom, the dramatic mother that causes problems between husband and wife, or it could be your father-in-law. But right now, today, we're going to talk about mothers. How many of you are dealing with a traumatic mother, a dramatic mom? Now, it doesn't mean she's toxic. I think we use words like toxic, narcissist way too much. We've gone overboard on these pathologizing and overdiagnoses. It's not good. How many of you are dealing with a dramatic mom? I know the grief that may come if you're angry, and a lot of it is grief around the loss of the mother you didn't have, or the family you didn't have, or the support that you needed. That grief can be profound. I know you've probably moved through that, and that's wonderful for you. I want you guys to know, as we talk about these things and as we move through these things, dealing with a dramatic mother or not having the mother that you needed growing up or needed now can be profoundly painful. So on my YouTube channel, I do a whole live on the mother wound if you want more information on that. But today specifically, we're going to talk about toxic mothers. Let's talk about before we get into how, let's talk about the types of drama often seen in moms. How many of you have the martyr mom? The martyr mom is constantly self-sacrificing. Shufu shuzana sawet ana hayati ra hashankum. The guilt-tripping mom. If it wasn't for you guys, I would have done whatever. Phrases like, after all I've done for you. What would be an equivalent in Arabic for that, Mira? After everything I've done for you. I love Arabic. It's so dramatic, isn't it? Okay, so if you have a mom that's a martyr, I know growing up, we have said to our poor mom, this was before we had healing, before we knew how to speak in a way from a place of peace and love. We'd say, Mom, stop being a martyr. You're always the martyr. And what we didn't understand in shaming her, which that wasn't our intention. We were just really wanting her to get out of this martyrdom, was we understood the motivation for her was her need for validation, which she never received growing up. If anything, bil'aks, the opposite. her fear of abandonment, that somehow in our autonomy or in us moving forward in our life that we would forget about her or leave her. And sometimes I've seen this across the board culturally. We equate love with suffering. The more we suffer, the more value something has. And so I want us to be really careful, because there's a lot of suffering going on out there. To be really careful that if you have a mom that comes with this martyrdom, or if you're a mom that exhibits this martyrdom, you want to understand the motivation behind it. And many times it comes from core wounds of validation, fear of abandonment, and this idea that love is suffering. Okay? Now, how do you respond? How do you validate without feeling guilty? Because many Arab adult children come to me and they say, Tiffany, I feel guilty for breathing. I feel guilty every time I go out. I feel guilty every time I give to myself. I get that. So if you want to move forward and you want to say to your mom, she's in her martyrdom, some things you could say is, I appreciate what you've done for me, Mom, but I also need to make the right choices for me. Now, you're going to get a lot of pushback. Very rarely do we say these things to our Arab parents and they're like, oh, okay, Habibti, or okay, Habibi. More often than not, they double down, they triple down. Because of their shame and their fear of abandonment, you trying to make the right choice for you or for your husband or for your wife or for your family may get a lot of pushback. We're going to talk about how not to get into that. But one thing, I appreciate what you've done. This is what I'm going to do for me, and this is what I'm going to do for my family. Okay, let's pin that. Let's move on. The martyr. It's hard for us to talk about our moms because we feel guilty for even talking about our experiences.
If this video resonated with you, subscribe and join the community.